Most respected Shri K.N. Dikshit, Dr. B.R. Mani, Dr. Manjul of Sanoli excavations fame, distinguished archaeologists from all over India. First of all, I bow before all of you because I am not an archaeologist, but still I had taken membership of the Institute Archaeology Society long back, and I have been very deeply interested in the subject. So most of you would excavate your own sites and develop mastery over this. But what I did was read, understand original sources and original reports of archaeologists from most prominent sites. And I had the privilege of holding at least 6 seminars and conferences, all India and international, where most prominent, eminent archaeologists shared their views along with astronomers, geologists, oceanographers, ISRO scientists, paleobotanists, like that. So I bring before you the feedback from at least quite a few thousands of people who have been scholars, scientists in their own right, and they are interested in archaeology, and they had several suggestions to make. And I have brought those suggestions before you. My earnest desire at this age and stage of life is that our esteemed, brilliant archaeologists should get the place of pride in society which they deserve, and I have brought the reasons why they work so hard, they did not get that due. I think you can all look at also. It is accepted by the International Commission on Stratigraphy that the Holocene started approximately 11,700 years BP. Sea level curves prepared by NIO Goa, NASA, and Smithsonian have duly supported this conclusion. I am showing you the curve taken from Global Warming Art Project, and it was prepared jointly by NASA and Smithsonian scientists. You will see that 14,000 years back, the sea level was more than 100 meters lower than the present level. Therefore, you cannot say and claim that any civilization for that matter, maybe Indian, Egyptian, Chinese, Mesopotamian, cannot claim that they were highly civilized prior to 12,000 years back. Same thing has been concluded by our NIO Goa through their independent investigations. So they have also shown that 14,000 years back, seawater was 100 meters below. Now, what answers the archaeology provides to the questions about the development of culture and civilization in Indian subcontinent for last 10,000 years? That's the most pertinent question I have brought before all of you, because we still keep on lingering about whether Indus civilization was there 4,000 or 4,500 years back, whether that came to an end, whether new Aryans came. All that is still total confusion which is God created all over. Now, universally accepted that from 8,000 to 6,000 BC, glaciers melted, releasing enormous amounts of water. The civilization was bound to develop. There was no need for anyone to travel from Africa or from America or from Andaman or from anywhere. Similar kind of climatic conditions will give rise to similar kind of culture and civilizational development. Then 5,500 BC started wet phase and continued till 4,000 BC. From 3,500 BC, rainfall started reducing. Now, entire ancient ecology, we need not even say of entire Indian subcontinent, has been described in Vedas and epics sequentially, starting with Rigveda describing melting of glaciers around 8000 to 6000 BC. Our problem or our misfortune has been, my misfortune rather I will say, that till 23 years back, until I got so deeply interested in the subject, I also had never even thought of reading anything about Rigveda. If we read anything, we only read some translation, some summary from some foreign author who did not himself understand. And it is not very difficult at all. When I started with it 23 years back, I didn't find it difficult. It, you could see the references precisely match your findings, archaeological C14 dates of the sites which are mentioned, of the geographic locations mentioned in Veda, and archaeology has gone and excavated and given the carbon dating. But the need is, we need original Rigved text. All are available. Griffith is available online. Wilson is available. Hindi, Pandit Sri Ram Sharma, so many are available. And then, as you come to Ramayana era, we all know that what kind of wet monsoons it was, that Sri Ram had to wait for 4 months for searching for Sita because of heavy rainfall happening at that time. And see, human beings have their brains ever since they were born. They started with original observations recorded in Rigved. They improved further by Ramayana era, as I am putting it. Rigved references are 7000 BC, 6000 BC. Ramayana is 5000 BC. Mahabharat is 3000 BC. So today we are the human beings who have been developing. Nothing came to an end. Nothing will come to an end until the Holocene. This period itself comes to an end. Nothing will come to. Human mind will keep evolving. Now, I add to this climatic, geographic, genetic, genetic continuity for 10,000 years. Reports have been given by Kivisild and Chaube. Vedic geography coincides precisely with very domain of so-called Harappan civilization that eminent archaeologists have said. Astronomical references, which I express my gratitude in front of all of you for providing me this guidance, to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He himself had said that the most precise dates can only be determined when you extract references from Rigved, Ramayana, Mahabharata. He said right up to Aryabhatyam. Then look at the software. If any one of you has gone to planetarium or stellarium, Nehru planetarium or you have used the software, you would know. Now, precise dates, why? Because whatever is the sky view right now outside will not be and cannot be repeated in 25,920 years. So he says, once you determine the astronomical dates of those references which are not repeated, which are not untrue, then you relate all these evidences. Is it time to slowly relate the earlier archaeological terminology with futuristic language? Should we use the expression Vedic Harappans, which has been used by Dr. Vasant Shinde recently, Dr. Bisht and Dr. Shri Bhupan Singh? See, where does the entire problem lie? To my mind, whatever I have got the feedback, I am not saying only my opinions, I am conveying the opinions of multiple of people. Dr. Sanjay Manjul did such a huge job that people were so excited that the things matching with Mahabharat references have been found, but these have been dated 4000 BP, whereas Mahabharat is almost clinching evidence 5000 BP. I remember Dr. Sanjay Manjul was himself very hesitant to use the word Mahabharat. I remind you here, when a month back, a question was asked from Shri S. Jaishankar, our brilliant ex-foreign minister, that where did you learn your best strategies for maintaining international relations? He says, to be honest, I read those 10 best strategies from Mahabharat and see the popularity. See, within 1 week, he had 1 million viewers on the video uploaded on YouTube. See, people must relate to the terminology. What is Harappan? Except for the archaeologists outside, nobody knows. What is Neolithic and Chalcolithic and Paleolithic and all that? Outside you people, nobody knows. See, we are living in a totality of circumstances. If archaeologist wants to live in his own cocoon, not come out of it, he doesn't want anyone else to know what he has done, then I have nothing to say. But if he does great things which are being done and have been done, they must come in public domain, and public cannot just understand our terminology of all that, the terminology we use. Terminology we use will be, see, one Harappa town was excavated, and some wheeler Britisher whose own country had not known any civilization more earlier than 2500 BP, just used the word Harappa and we became independent. But our mindset never got liberated. We extended and the word Harappa to no limits. Harappa, mature Harappa, early Harappa, pre-Harappa, post-Harappa. As if there was no India prior to word Harappa and there will be no India after Harappa. That is what has happened, and people are really irritated at the expression. And I compliment Dr. Vasant Shinde in his latest article in Puratattva 50, where he has convincingly said that no Harappans, actually these were Vedic people. And they had not come from outside, they were indigenously developing for 10,000 years. And how could he say this so convincingly? Because he had related the genetic studies and craniofacial studies with his archaeological excavations at Rakhigadi. Now, very quickly, I just showed this map prepared by Dr. B.R. Mani, who is on the dais. This shows, he has claimed and he has said it, that these are 9th to 4th millennium BC settlements. You can see around the Indus, you can see around Sarasvati, ancient courses of Sarasvati, and you can see in Middle Ganga plains. Now, I just want to say quickly, 3 examples I took. From the Indus, I took example of Mehergarh, excavation done by Jaraj, summary done by Dr. Bisht, and my gratitude to him that he explained and took hours and hours to explain so many aspects of this research excavation report. What is the terminology used? He used Neolithic and Paleolithic, Neolithic and Chalcolithic, but it was told early village farming stage 7000 to 5500 BC. Take out Rigved and 100% the C14 dates of excavations will match. Then early village farming ceramic and start of copper age. Excavated artifacts will exactly match. The earlier will continue, additions made during Ramayana time. Compact village economy 3800 to 3200 BC. Beginning of urban system 3200 BC to 2600 BC. Pick up this huge Mahabharat of 1 lakh verses. We are frightened at hearing the verses. When I went from Shlok 1 to Shlok 1 lakh, one could easily skip out stories within the stories and take out the relevant references, highlight them and then match them. So this was actually, the word we used, Harappan, was actually Vedic people of Mahabharata era. There is no doubt for anyone who will just open, and if you have any problem, I don't mind Manjulji offering to you that since you are having so many students, in my books I have used different inks to highlight planetary reference, metal, terracotta, plants mentioned there, and you match with your own dates. I think it will be great if a PhD student is assigned this subject to match these, not one, multiple, as Dr. APJ Kalam had said, multiple PhDs need to be done on the subject. And at my age and stage, my motive and purpose in life is that let our country know our heritage. Let nobody feel shy or ashamed of using the word Rigved, Ramayana and Mahabharat. I can say this because I have interacted with at least 100 archaeologists of all ages and stages. I have heard their lectures. They are brilliant. They have done a brilliant job. But somehow they always hesitated using the expression Ramayana, Mahabharat. Dr. Nigam, I think most of you who attended my seminars, including Dikshitji and all, would know that he used to come from National Institute of Oceanography. He keeps ringing me till date that it's a great thing you did, that you related my sea level curve with your references in Ramayana, Mahabharat. And now I am a celebrity lecturer in the areas around because I can relate to the people. That is what my earnest request is. That is what should happen to all of you and many of you who are not present here. This is just, I don't need to repeat because I took another from Sarasvati belt, Virana. This was done by our Mani Sahab and Dikshit Sahab. Same thing, but they use the word pre-Harappan, which is actually Rigvedic era, early Harappan, which is actually Valmiki Ramayana, mature Harappan, which is actually Mahabharat era, and post-Harappan, that is post-Mahabharat era. That is, in fact, Atharvaved era. And what I say is, picture perfect, the details will match. If Rakhi Ghadi, then Basant Shinde ji did Rakhi Ghadi, he came to the same conclusions. If Rakhi Ghadi had started developing, I repeat, and Bhirana, pottery, crops, weapons, ornaments, 9,000 years back, how could we claim that Kunal, Banavli, Siswal, Kalibangan, Dholavira, Lothal remained uncivilized for next 4,000 years? Can it be possible? See, what an archaeologist does is a particular level. He does not determine the age of the settlement. There can be settlement below this, further below this, and you are excavating how much? Decimal 0.00001% less than that of the area of the country. And then we want to say, based on this, we will not accept our heritage and we will only push it forward. That is the pain a common Indian has when he reads archaeology reports. Then Laura Deva, I think I'll just give one example. Then we come, there its own terminology. Laura Deva was done by Dr. Rakesh Tiwari. Incidentally, all of them have come on my forums, explained to me in detail thereafter. There, again, same thing. But what I ask is, if Laura Deva, Jhusi or Koldeva had a constant civilization developing from 7,000 years BC, 7,000 years BC till date, then why should the conclusions for Kaushambi, Kannauj, Kampilya, Rajghat, Rajgir, Chiran, Vaishali should be so different that we claim they remained uncivilized for 4,000 years? Can it be accepted by anyone? Wheeler used the terminology Harappan for Hariyappiya. Now I have read in detail what is the word meaning and all wrong, not understanding. Once only used in entire Rigved, and we have, I call it a ghost. Ghost of Harappa has gone behind all of us, and we have not been able to run away from it, and we have not been able to replace it with Vedic, which has been done in his recent article by Dr. Vasant Shinde, where he has categorically said that actually these were Vedic people, and he has read the text also. Now, or another way of using expression is Neolithic. Why should I accept that my people were in a new Stone Age, mind it, When you have got so many articles of copper, of terracotta, of various kind of crops, of cotton cloth, even knitted cloth, everything you have got, and then why should we keep describing that this was Neolithic age? That is, Neolithic is what? New Stone Age. New Stone Age should mean when only stone is available, stone tools are available. But you have a whole lot of things, but you keep on repeating Neolithic age. People get really cheesed off with this kind of terminology. Now, you said Chalcolithic. Chalcolithic is Copper Age, when copper started. Earlier, the perception was it was 2500 BC, earliest. Prior to that, Indians didn't know copper. We have always been used of understating and underestimating our ancients. Now, copper items have been excavated from multiple sites with C14 dates of 5000 BC onwards. But was any serious attempt to push back the sequence of ancient Indian history? After all, in most of India, ancient Indian history and archaeology are a common department. It is for the archaeologists to push back and give the proper terminology. Don't you agree that 7,000-year-old thing, if two are found, they are equal to 20 things of 4,000-year-old antiquity, because oldest the thing, more difficult to find and excavate. I think that's a matter of common sense. This you can look at. I hope, and I am correct. Willard Lobby invented the radiocarbon dating method in 1949. He accepted that ratio of C14 and C12 have varied over time, giving discrepancies in carbon dates and known historical dates for excavated artifacts. Hence, he accepted the need for calibration. And I know at least 20 archaeologists who have said that from their sites, excavations were done long back. I don't know present, because my last seminar was done in 2016. And that during calibration it was said that it is going much far behind. So they were pushed ahead. We have even tinkered with our C14 dating because of our false perception that India was not civilized prior to 1500 BC, and if at all any civilization came, it was only Indus, Sarasvati, Ganga, nobody was ready to accept. And therefore, if any earlier dates are coming, we push them ahead. Why should a common Indian rely on this? Why should a proud Indian rely on this? Why should not we correct our dates now, sit back, where we calibrated them and push them ahead? Why don't we push them back now? Because by now, everybody almost knows what are the dates of Rigvedic, Ramayana and Mahabharata. World over, not only in India. I am now almost concluding. Just replace the term Harappan with Vedic people. Why? I quote Shri K.N. Dikshit. He had stated, I put in inverted comma because he has thoroughly avoided the term Vedic. He said, pre-Harappan settlers in the long run gave rise to primary urbanization till the early mature Harappans did not wholly occupy the scene by constructing monumental buildings. Grid pattern planning, granaries, script, various types of exquisite pottery, and a range of crafts. All these samples and artifacts were found from sites like, listed by him, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Kalibangan, Dholavira, Lothal, and many more other sites. These inhabitants simultaneously established maritime trade contacts. Same thing Dr. Shri D.P. Agarwal did. He also talked about the grandeur of Harappan civilization, but early, pre-Harappan, early Harappan, mature Harappan, all that continued. Now I say, the title of my paper is Harappan sites were actually the Vedic sites of Mahabharata era. So I just want to relate this, why and how can I say this quickly. What was done? First, a chart was prepared of the kingdoms and provinces which fought the Mahabharat War. If any one of you have looked into it, Mahabharata gives the routes for each kingdom coming to Kurukshetra for war and which rivers they crossed. That study I did and identified every river. And there are so many books on ancient geography available. Almost all were bought by me and put in my library. After identifying their location, I took a complete chart of latitude, longitudes of important excavated sites from Archaeology Survey of India, I repeat. And then I matched the two. How? I am not an expert. GNU, Geography Department, 2 PhD students with proper honorarium were called and they did the matching. Now, see the outcomes. See the outcome. That is the match. That is the map. You can see all these shown in red, they were the kingdoms who had fought on behalf of Kauravas. And shown in blue are the kingdoms who fought on behalf of Pandavas. And mind it, this is GPS plotting, exact, precise. The day we put it on internet, it will become interactive. I claim it here and declare it here. No error has been committed in plotting any site. Now what do you say? See, from starting right from bulk Bactria and coming to all these places, you see which place is not covered. For the red, you have Harappa, you have Mehergarh, Nausharo, Mohenjo-daro, Kot Diji. Incidentally, Sindhu Savira is a big place in Ramayana also. I am talking of Valmiki Ramayana. When I talk of Ramayana, only Valmiki Ramayana. When I talk of Mahabharat, only Vyas's Mahabharat. Of course, Sanskrit verses with translation, English and Hindi. Now you see, in all this, there is hardly any town, any important excavated site which has not been mentioned. And I have, except for Sonali, I have not taken any site for which C14 dates were not within 3500 rather BC to 2400 BC. So that these are considered and can be believed as relating to Mahabharata era. Here is the chart also. You will see Kuru kingdom had Kunal, Rakhigadi, Hastinapur, Alamgir, Mandi. But we will keep saying only Rakhigadi and Bhirana were there. These were probably developing only 3,000, 4,000 years later. Well, that kind of thing cannot convince anybody's mindset. You have Sindhu Savira, I have already mentioned. You have Avanti, Ujjain. Then you have Kaushal kingdom mein in Lahora Deva, Ayodhya and Shravasti. These are the kingdoms. Indraprasth, still some excavations are going on. Purana Killa, not very many things have been found so far. You have Matsyadesh, Viratnagar. You have Panchal, Kannauj and all. You have Magad, Chirand, Sonepur, Rajgir. And now, just running through 2-3 pictures, I find it so fascinating and interesting. We keep on telling ourselves we didn't know anything 7,000 years back. We were foolish, stupid, savage Indians, and somebody came from outside and tried to educate and teach us anything. No, it was the other way around. As Dr. Shinde has said, absolutely no evidence of inflow. There has been gene outflow. So, Aryan invasion theory now needs to be replaced by out of India theory. And see, 9,000 years back, these truths were drilled and they were found from not 1 or 2, but from 9 remains of individuals excavated in Mehergarh. Let's enjoy these pictures. So I'm just running through. These are 5 millennia BC pottery. I want you to also look at, just put your mind to the tribal exhibition which is put up in Delhi, or you might have seen. Or imagine any village or small town, all these things are still there in the same style. This has been such a tremendous continuity that what we have done to our heritage. We have been saying, Vedic, array, how can you relate Vedas to any time after 2000 BC? You cannot, because they have total whole lot of description they have given. See the grains. These are from Lahora Deva, Rakesh Tiwari, 5000 BC. Cultivated wheat and rice. These are the other crops. Then we come to Dr. Manjul. I have really been praying and wishing that you find a site somewhere nearby which pushes back the dates maybe by 500 years, and it is not impossible. Nothing is impossible. This is just to show the continuity. I wanted to say that I have prepared a list of 56 excavated artifacts, the C14 dates of which are constantly 7,000 years, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, and still are there. Sometime, if I get an opportunity, I'll surely like to show you all those continuing. This is Om and Shivling, Om and Swastik, you will have Shivling and Namaskar Mudra and all that. So, time has come when the archaeologists need not feel shy of speaking the truth about our cultural heritage, which was undoubtedly the best, the most ancient, and having the finest universal values. Millions and millions of Indians are waiting for the archaeologists to take the place of pride. In the words, I conclude, in the words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, only this kind of our ancient heritage can create shared pride amongst all Indians from different religions, castes, and communities. See what is at stake. If the archaeologist gives a proof that from 9,000 years till date, this I am quoting APJ Kalam straight away, and he looked at this map, I will like to say Dr. Mani's map, I personally had shown to him, and he was so excited. He said, if this is brought out in public domain with the scientific evidence that from Rigved times till date, we are developing, evolving, nothing ended, things altered, things kept on getting added and improved, and human beings will keep, your mind will keep working. One thing, another thing, another thing. It is wrong to say that we were more civilized in Rigvedic era and less now. It is constant. So he says, in India, the core culture goes beyond time. It precedes the arrival of Islam. It precedes the arrival of Christianity. It is when we accept India in all its splendid glory, with a shared past as a base, we can look forward to a shared future of peace and prosperity, of creation and abundance. Now, his dream can be realized only when archaeologist comes out of his cocoon, comes out in open, relates his research with other scientific disciplines, and then has the guts to go to the public with the terminology which public can understand. That is the day when our archaeologists get place of pride. Some more details about this can be found in these books I have shown, but those who cannot read so many I have brought to be presented to Dr. Manjul, because he is the institutional head and he has a library, I have been told, so I thought I'll give it to them. I have also posted many videos on my YouTube channel, Rigveda to Robotics, got created professionally. And if you have any query, I have shown you the mail. You'll welcome, I'll answer there besides answering today. So, thank you so much.